Welcome to Systems Made Clear with Michelle. If you've ever looked at a new system, a complicated dashboard, or a technical process and thought, there has to be an easier way to understand this, you're in the right place. On this channel, we'll break down complex topics into simple, practical lessons you can actually use, whether you're learning Genesys Cloud, workforce management, Agile, Azure DevOps, Excel, reporting, dashboards, or business analysis. My goal is simple: to make complex systems clear. So grab your favorite drink and let's learn something new together. Welcome to Systems Made Clear with Michelle. Need to create a Genesys dashboard fast? Stick with me for the next 6 minutes and I will show you how.
Let me ask you something. Do you truly trust the numbers on your contact center dashboards? I mean, really trust them. It's a super common pain point, right? Operations leaders log in looking for clear, immediate signals to guide their day, and instead, well, they're greeted by messy, unverified reporting. And let's be honest, when a dashboard creates more questions than it answers, it completely ceases to be a helpful tool and just becomes a total liability. Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're putting an end to dashboard chaos and taking back control of your metrics. In this explainer, we're going to absolutely master Genesys Cloud Performance Dashboard configuration. Our core mission here is a complete mindset shift. We are moving way away from that old habit of just dropping random widgets onto a blank canvas and kind of hoping the data makes sense. Instead, we're going to learn exactly how to design purpose-driven, perfectly validated dashboards that your entire organization can confidently rely on. Here's our roadmap for today. First, the reporting first approach. 2, navigating the workspace. 3, layout and visual anatomy. 4, selecting widgets. And finally, number 5, the crucial validation step. Okay, let's dive right into section 1. The reporting first approach. Before we even think about clicking around in the software, we really need to adopt a foundational philosophy. A dashboard is just a visual layer placed over your analytics data. Think of it like a curated reading table. It is absolutely not a separate source of truth. The ultimate end goal is a pristine Q Operations Command Center blueprint, a space that is incredibly clean and governed. Every single metric, every trend line, every status you see has to directly answer a specific operational question. Literally nothing should be there just to fill space. Now, to actually achieve that pristine state, we have to follow a procedural journey. It's a very precise 6-step build sequence. Because I can promise you, if you skip straight to building without defining your business question first, you're just going to end up with a rainbow of meaningless Q lines that nobody actually knows how to interpret. We want actionable signals, not abstract art. So let's cement this reporting first mindset before we even touch the interface. Step 1, define the operating question. Step 2, choose your authoritative metrics. 3, set your scope and time context. 4, build that visual hierarchy. 5, add your attention-grabbing thresholds. And 6, validate before you ever share it. The biggest takeaways here: always let the question drive the build. Moving right along to section 2, navigating the analytics workspace. To build a great reading table, you first have to know how to navigate the library where all your data actually lives. You'll want to get familiar with the specific tabs for opening your dashboards, but honestly, what's absolutely crucial here is establishing a strict time zone context so that everyone is looking at the exact same operating day. Oh, and always use a strict naming pattern for your views. Make sure you're clearly stating the audience, the purpose, and the scope. It's a real game changer for keeping things organized. All right, section 3, layout and visual anatomy. In Genesys Cloud, you can think of the grid system as the skeleton of your dashboard, but the visual hierarchy, that's its nervous system. You really want to aim for a perfect visual grammar. Immediate headline KPI cards, those go right in the top row. The middle rows are specifically reserved for trend visualizations and context, ending at the very bottom with your detailed comparison areas. Everything has a designated place. And this brilliantly illustrates why that layout matters. It matches exactly how the human brain processes information. We naturally read a well-designed dashboard from top to bottom. We start with those at-a-glance metrics to get the immediate pulse, then we move down to the time series charts for historical context, and we end up at the breakdown charts for deeper investigation. Which brings us to section 4, selecting the right widgets. Remember how we talked about letting the question drive the build? Well, your operational question must strictly dictate the widget type you choose. You don't just pick a chart because it looks pretty. You pick it because it answers the question. If you need headline values, you're going to use a metric widget. If you need to reveal time-based patterns in causal context, switch over to a chart widget. Need an embedded status page? Choose a web content widget. Simply put, one widget, one job. Let's actually contrast two distinctly different widgets that tend to trip up a lot of builders: agent status versus agent activity. So agent status is for monitoring current presence and availability. Are they idle, offline, available? Agent activity, on the other hand, shows real-time interaction segments. Basically, what exact work are they handling right this second? Now, here is a firm system constraint you need to remember. These two absolutely cannot be placed on the same dashboard. You just have to choose the one that fits your specific use case. Regardless of the widget you end up going with, you have to lock in your essential context filters. We're talking entity scope, media type, date span, time zone, and aggregation. Fun fact, most metric disagreements between departments are literally just context disagreements. Oh, and a quick pro tip here, use your warning thresholds sparingly. If you color every single number red or yellow, the dashboard is just going to shout continuously and your users will totally tune it out. Finally, section 5, the crucial validation step. Listen, everything we've built up to this point is completely useless if we don't rigorously reconcile the data. Here are the strict validation standards you need to follow. Freeze the context. Apply identical filters in both the dashboard and the performance view. Match the exact aggregation, and for live data, make sure you refresh both surfaces together at the exact same moment. A dashboard should never, and I mean absolutely never, be shared publicly until this evidence is gathered and completely verified. Now, what's really interesting here is the metrics validation map. Think of it as your exact answer key for validation. It shows you exactly where to look. If you're validating interaction volume, like offered or answered, map that directly to the queue's performance summary. Checking agent counts, map that right over to the agent status summary. Just follow the arrows, match the filters, and prove your numbers. It's really that simple. So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a provocative question to challenge your current operations. Are your dashboards actually guiding action, or are they just creating noise? Because beautiful data is totally meaningless if it isn't correct. I highly encourage you to govern your reporting rigorously. Put these purpose-driven principles into practice, and always make sure your visual canvas tells the verified truth. Thanks so much for joining me today.